Good afternoon. At least I dress for the court of public opinion. So, here we are once again. The public's attitudes carved out against one another by the financial factory of the criminal enterprise system. The glue holding various enterprises' horses together in this race rather optimistically referred to as human. One of the first things I remember being told when I came to Manhattan for good from Florida in 1985, after my first attempted year from May of 81 to 82, was there are rednecks on Staten Island also. So that a Staten Island grand jury would block the cycle of revenge in favor of the police officer in the Eric Garner case is hardly surprising. Personally, I didn't want to add to my points made yesterday on the subject, but in New York now, this issue has wings. So rather than just participating in the euphoric bandwagon jumping, I too should face the situation and not ignore it. Two major points outlined this morning by the local CBS News Radio affiliate were Mayor de Blasio's point that despite the fact people should not be afraid of the police, they are, and that should be addressed, while a police association spokesperson mantraed that the mayor should back the police. Plus, Bob Schieffer, the CBS Sunday Morning Face the Nation host, who always seems most happiest when pushing the latest sycophantic craze, pointed out that in the Missouri and Staten Island cases, the deceased were resisting arrest. Justice isn't revenge. I can forgive mistakes, but resisting arrest? Really? Our criminal enterprise, our criminal system is so sophisticated no one ever runs for very long. Even hardened criminals receive bail and are kept track of. The reason police use force is the best defense is a good offense, and their job is to constantly face violence, but not ensure its inevitability with brazen military police state attitudes encouraged by this dreadful designation of the public as being mostly made up of, at the very least, marginal criminals. Those of criminal intent, though, the police know who they are. Sorry, rough with the public is just an inexcusable excuse. When I was maybe 8 years old, my father Malcolm brought me out to the front porch for a lecture. Sitting me down, he told me patrol officers on our local small-town police force requested that he stop me from pulling off the screen and going through my bedroom window when I didn't have a key and all the doors were locked, because they were paid to keep track of things like that, and it was a bad example letting me get away with something when anyone could be watching them appear to not be doing their job. A small town is different from a big city? How? Both are made up of neighborhoods. My father then explained to me how hiding from the police was pointless, and they might very well be watching me my whole life. It's too bad it's not funny that even when arrested or ticketed, police are almost embarrassed by their initial roughness with me because I'm so passive and able to scope out the entire process that only just started. But it's not a law people should be treated differently just because they weren't raised to take everything in stride as I was. The enforcers in the criminal industrial complex need to understand that and shield themselves from violence, not be involved in its perpetration. So to conclude, maybe slightly off the point, today when my small hometown police announced their successful drug raids, the announcements come with the stamp that they're protecting society. defending society from a criminal enterprise system most intellectuals in the field realize is a shameful tragedy that's gone uncorrected because that's how money's made skimming off the top and the bottom. Rules aren't made to be broken. They're supposed to evolve so justice actually reigns and not revenge. Everyone should feel ashamed. My father taught me to tie a tie on that front porch. Monday.